In this episode, we head up the Northern California coast to check out some giant trees in Gualala, where we get some rare sunny weather on the California coast. So come exploring with us. Hi, my name is Jason. This is my family, and we love to travel to the beach, or the lake,
in the forest, on the coast,
to the mountains, and even deep underground. I hope you come along as we travel all around our home state of California, the greater United States, and beyond. We invite you to come join us as we go exploring. After our time camping with friends in the Sierra Mountains, we decided we wanted something a little different. We were looking for cooler weather and a change of scenery. So we headed northwest this time into the giant redwood trees of the Northern California coast. I found this RV park, quote unquote, in Gualala, California, called Gualala River Redwood Park, that was nestled in the redwoods, not far from the coast, and along a river. It sounded like a great spot. Unfortunately, it wasn't really much of an RV park, other than it had water and electrical hookups, and it ended up being more like a campground, which we were kind of trying to get away from. But we settled in anyway. If you could take just a minute to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. And leave a comment below about what it is you think makes an RV park different than a campground. I've always thought of an RV park as having facilities like built-in barbecue grills at the sites, maybe a playground, a general store, which this place did have, a bathhouse or showers, laundry facilities, and maybe a pool or a hot tub, something like that. What do you think? After we cooked up some dinner on the campfire, we roasted some s'mores before playing some games. I tried a Oreo cookie s'more, which is where you put the marshmallow in between a couple of Oreo cookie ends, you know. It was really good.
What game could we play around the fire? I wish we had categories, so that would be perfect.
We could play I Spy with my little eye something.
That is so dumb.
Oh!
I see a tree.
What?
What?
That would be dumb. Why would you do that?
I spy with my little eye something brown and green.
Oh.
I wonder what it could be.
A tree.
A frog!
I Spy with my little eye.
After it got dark, it was time to break out my lightsaber and practice my moves. The next morning, Jody grilled us up some eggs and sausage for breakfast, while the kids and I played some frisbee. Now, the nice thing about our camping spot was that we had 3 big, open, empty spots with no one in them, so we had tons of room to be able to run around and play. After breakfast, we walked around the RV park to check out the accommodations. Unfortunately, everything was closed due to COVID, so like the store and the playground were all blocked off and you couldn't do anything. It might have been more fun if the playground were open or the store or anything. We headed down one of the trails to check out the river and see if we might do some fishing. Now, we are used to the clear Sierra Mountain Alpine rivers, so this river was pretty disappointing. It was very rocky around the edge of the river. It had no beach really at all. Pretty shallow, and the water was very stagnant. The fishing prospects looked really grim. But the kids did spot this little toad hopping around the rocks. Being that it was so rocky, it made for some good skipping rocks, and so the kids did that for a little while, but there really wasn't much to do at the river. So we headed back up to the RV park to check out some of the trails.
This camera. Are you enjoying camping?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying camping?
I am.
It's fun. I like this place. The trees are super tall.
There's just a handful of short trails that kind of wind in and around the RV park, mostly for just access, but there were a couple that go out and around in the woods around the area, but nothing that was a decent hike. They were all really short, and unfortunately nothing that went through the woods or along the river down to the coast. We did manage to find something called the cathedral tree, which was pretty neat. There was a dedication stone next to it that Kira found that said it was dedicated to Gerald and Beverly Noven, or Bnoven. I couldn't make it out. The despite what it looks like, it's actually one tree with one giant root ball and just a whole bunch of trunks. Next up, we decided to hike about a little over a mile and a half into town, but like I said, there was no trail, so we had to walk along the road. But once we got into town, there was a nice little trail along the top of the bluff, right by the outlet of the Gualala River to the ocean. You know what those are?
The street flower?
Yep. You know what it is?
Oh.
Yep.
Pretty. You're not allowed to pick.
We walked the bluff trail into town to see if we could get something to eat, and found this restaurant called Cove Azul, which had just reopened due to the COVID restrictions being eased in this area. So since we had the entire place to ourselves, we sat down and had lunch in a restaurant for the first time in over 5 months. After our lunch, we headed back down to the Bluff Trail. It was an absolutely beautiful, clear, warm day on the Northern California coast, which is very rare. There was no way down to the beach, but there were some informational signs about the river and the watershed along the trail. And it was an amazing view. The RV park wasn't exactly what we were looking for, but we were pretty lucky to be there on such a nice day, and the next morning showed just what a typical July day on the Northern California coast looks like as the fog had rolled in. Thanks for watching.